Good morning, everybody. As we go to the Chitas of today, we're holding the portion of Nasai in the book of Bamidbar, in the book of Numbers. We're holding on chapter 4, verse number 21. God spoke to Moshe saying, take a census of the family of Gershon to their house, to their family, to their homes. Rashi says, the same way I commanded you regarding the clan of Kahas, the group of Kahas, so too many have reached a category of service by carrying, and you should evaluate their number. Ben Shleshim Shana V'mayla from to 30 years and above. Ad Ben Chamishim Shana until 50 years. Tifkadesh, you should count them. Kalabala Tzava, whoever comes to the army, who comes to do the service in the Oyel Mayid. And this is this service of the family of the Gershoni. Lavid Lamasa, to serve and to carry. They're going to carry the tapestries of the tabernacle. And the tapestries of the tent of meeting. The covering, the tachash skins, the covering of the overlays upon it, and the screen to the entrance of the tent of meeting. Now she says, these are the 10 lower coverings. These are these are the sheets of the hair made of the top of that. This is the red dyed ram skin. Masach Pesach, these are the eastern curtains. They carry the netting of the court or the courtyard of Masach Pesach HaChotzer in the entrance of the gate of the courtyard. Hashel HaMishkan, which was on the Mishkan, Al-Mazbeach, on the altar, Yesaviv, Ves Mesreim, and all their ropes, and all their utensils. And everything that is handed over to them, they must serve. Now she says, meaning the correct the netting and the crochet netting and the screening of the courtyard that protected and shielded the tabernacle and the copper altar all around. It's called Ashayaslehem. Now she says, Kedagomer, as Unkala says, the Yas Kol Dei Yisraslehem, and all that will be given over to them, to the group, to the family of Gershon. Al Pi, verse 27. Al Pi Adon Avodav Tiyah. All the service shall be done. Gershon's service shall be done through Aaron HaKohen, Aaron and his brothers, Aaron and his children. They should run the situation. It's their obligation to make sure that this family does what they're supposed to do. Kol Avedas Ben Gershuni, all the family of Gershon, L'chol Masam, to all their carryings, all the works, L'chol Avedasam. He must designate the entire burdens as their charge. Now she says, who, especially which son was appointed over them? So the next verse says it, under the direction of Itamar ben Aaron HaKohen. Isamar, the son of Aaron HaKohen. So next verse, 28. This is the service of the family of Gershon, Boyel Moed, in the tent of meeting, Umeshmaitam, and their charge was given biyad, in the hand of Isamar ben Aaron HaKohen. Eliezer took care of the rest of the group, and he took care of the tribe of the family of Gershon. And that completes the Chumash for today. We now go to the Tanya of the day. We started yesterday, Shad HaYichud Ve'emunah, which means the portrayal of the unity and faith in God. And we started with the introduction. The Alter Rebbe gives an introduction to this part of Tanya. The Alter Rebbe went into the concept of Ava, of love, and the different levels of love. And the meaning is that basically through the Ava, through our love, whatever kind of level we reach up to in love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that's the way we can have a Emunas Hashem. So it continues. And this love, this latter love, which may be generated by contemplation, this level of love, which every Jew can acquire through his own meditation, through his own contemplation and meditation. Every Jew has this capability, and therefore Moshe Rabbeinu, who was called the shepherd of faith, wanted to implant it in every Jewish heart. B'parsha Va'ati Yisrael, in the portion of Va'ati Yisrael, Moshe Rabbeinu's proclamation, in the portion of the Devarim. The hero Israel, the pasuk as it continues over there, Hein LaHashem Elokecha Hashamayim. The verse speaks of God's greatness, and that's again what the Alter Rebbe says in the Tanya itself, that we need to contemplate B'Gdulas Hashem. We need to contemplate the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Behold, the heavens belong to God and your Lord. And likewise, in the following verse, which speaks about God's love of his people. And it says, Rak b'vesecha choshak, only in your fathers he delight. Uma'altem, and therefore, since you realize how great the Eibush is, how God had the infinite powers of God, and nevertheless, God chose the Jewish people. Uma'altem, and therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu says, you should, if you realize the greatness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you realize his love, Tam Yisrael, Umiyaltim, you should circumcise yourself. You should circumcise yourself. You should impress upon yourself this concept. The Shivim Nefesh, as Moshe Rabbeinu continues, he says, with 70 souls, your fathers ascended in Egypt, and now he made you in numerous as the stars of the heaven. All the above inevitably leads to a verse in the following chapter, and then he continues, V'ahavta Hashem Elokecha, and you shall love your God. So that is the Alter Rebbe says that what Moshe Rabbeinu wanted, that if a Jew would contemplate in godliness, if you would contemplate the greatness of God, if you were contemplating God's love to you, you would come to V'ahavta, you'd come to the verse, and you shall love your God. And therefore, we say this pasuk every day in Shema. It says, which I command you to do. So how can you command it? Because it's Moshe Rabbeinu can say, I command you to do it, because it's something that's capable. I'm not asking you to do something that's above your capacity. Everything that I've asked you, if you would be able, if you would all contemplate on godliness, you would be able to do this. It's not something that's out of your capability. Because this is a love that's made in the heart. It's a created love. Adei bina, this comes through understanding, vidas and knowledge, the dvarim, in the words, hama'oridim, which awakens esahava, this love. So everybody needs to find the right words to use to awaken this ava. However, if the verse is in fact referring to the kind of love that is created through contemplation, should not first command one to contemplate? And did so, the Alter Rebbe says, he did. Moshe Rabbeinu did. In the Shema itself, he did. The Torah says, and these words would I command you this day, put it on your heart. So that you'll be able to come to the love of God, you have to take these words to heart. If we're not going to take the words of the Torah to heart, how in the world are we going to come to this Ava? As is brought down in the Sifri. And therefore, in the expression of the command, that's why there's a possibility to command love. Because you can command love to somebody who has the capacity of love. And the Alter Rebbe feels, and Moshe Rabbeinu felt, that every Jew has this capacity of love. It might be a limited capacity. It might be a capacity that's only tailored to him. But that's the tzivui. That is the command. Go contemplate, meditate on godliness, and you'll create an Ahavat Hashem. And because this is the second type of intellectual love, it might seem to command a person to experience love would be either fruitless or superfluous. Not so. However, they got a kind of love that born in contemplation. Here one can give command. The command is to focus on one's heart, in his mind, with the matters that arouse this love. But when the first love that I mentioned, which is a fire that comes up from itself, you can't command the Jew to have this love. And we should realize, you can't command it because he cannot have it, maybe. The higher level of love is a gift that the Eibishter gives to a tzaddik. And why does he give this love to a tzaddik? So tzaddikim can taste, can have a taste of the world to come in this world. The truth is, that's why on Shabbos, the Eibishter gives you this capability too. Every Jew is Me'ein Olam Haba. We all have a taste of the world to come. In the world to come, the righteous bask in the rays of divine presence. They delight in their perception of godliness. And this delight that tzaddikim enjoy in this world when they serve God with love. Shalel Nemra, on this love, on the love that's given as a gift. Avedas matana etnes kunaschen. That's the pasuk of the Torah, which we talk about the Kehanim. It says, "I given it avedas matana. I granted you a priestly service as a gift." This is a gift, which Bible has explained in the proper place, namely the divine bestowed gift of ava b'tainugim, that a kohen gadol, Kehanim have the capability. Levarech is amisol b'hava. Kehanim have the capability and the power to give love, is because that's a gift. That's a gift. And so too, the Eibishter gives a gift. Tzaddikim, who do the service in this world to the highest level, they receive a gift of Ava b'Tanugim, a light, a Ava of delight. But we have at least Avas Olam, a Ava that's created through our own service, our service to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, through our contemplation and meditation. And that completes the Tanya for today. Today is the 5th day of the month, which is chapter 29 to chapter 34. If you do those 6 chapters of Tillim, you do the Chitas of the day. The Rebbe writes on the 5th of Sivan, which is Erev Yontiv, Erev Shavuos. The Rebbe writes on the eve of Shavuos in the year 1797. The Alter Rebbe taught, sanctify them today and tomorrow, and they shall cleanse their garments. Sanctify them today and tomorrow is done from above, but they shall cleanse their garments, one must do himself. This was the entire teaching. That's all that the Alter Rebbe said. Said a statement. Tzemach Tzedek, his grandson, came the 3rd Lubavitcher Rebbe. Elaborate. Sanctify them was said by God to Moshe. The extension of Moshe in every generation. And they are able to sanctify the today and tomorrow. That's the avodah of a tzaddik. The avodah of a tzaddik is to sanctify the world. But for this is needed, and they shall cleanse their garments. The garments of thought, speech, and deed. They must be done by each person on his own. So the Eibishter, the Moshe Rabbeinu of every generation, can bring down godliness to the world. But to be able that it should become into each and every person, that each and every person needs to sanctify his own garments. He needs to cleanse his thought, his speech, and his action to be able to receive the matana, to be able to receive the giving of the Torah. And therefore, with that, I wish you all, first of all, a Mircham today. We'll continue. We'll come today at 10 o'clock. Preparation for Matan Torah, learn some Chassidus. And in Mirch Hashem, tonight is Yontiv. I wish you all a wonderful and beautiful Yontiv. We should be Kabbalah Satera. We should all receive the Torah b'simcha, with great joy, b'pnimius, in an inner way. Come to Chabad tonight if you're in the area. Learning from 11:30 till 4 o'clock in the morning. And in Mirchem tomorrow, Kabbalah Satira, the Rebbe begged that men, women, and children should come to Kabbalah Satira, should come and hear the 10 Commandments. And if you're in this area, we're having a beautiful luncheon, Bezrat Hashem, for everybody, a beautiful dairy luncheon. Everybody's welcome. And Tuesday is Yontiv too. And it's Yiska, don't forget, it's Yiska. Tuesday is Yiska. And make sure you're in Shul. I wish you all a good Yontiv. I hope you learn Chitas on Monday and on Tuesday. And we'll come together, Be'ezrat Hashem, on Yisro Chag on Wednesday. We'll come back together to learn the Chitas of the day. Have a wonderful and beautiful day. A good gebench to Yontiv, a wonderful Yontiv, a Chag Sameach for all of us and for Klal Yisrael.